Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. This is Tammy. Alrighty, so we're going to do a little craft with me today. I'm working on some of these new journals. They're boho journals. And I went ahead and found quite a few different digital kits on Etsy that I couldn't live without. And decided to go ahead and combine some of them into these journals. So I'll have a list of all the different kits down below in the description. So if you're curious about what's what, just go ahead and look in the description, and they'll be down there. So I apologize for my voice. I kind of got a 24-hour cold kind of a thing, so I'm just kind of dealing with that right now. So I apologize for that. But yeah, so as you can see, one of the kits is a really colorful Bohemian kind of junk journal kit. And I've combined that with a really vintage, like antiqued paper and ledger kit to kind of make up the bulk of the journal. And then some of them have like a avocado dyed lacy pattern to them, and some of them have I think it's cabbage. I'm not sure. It's purple. It's a really gorgeous color of purple, actually. But anyway, you'll see that as I go through and as we work on more of these pages. So for today, I'm working on this one signature and kind of putting the ephemera bits together. So here, just prepping these little envelopes and using the Ranger archival ink, and that was black soot, and the other one that I'll be using is vintage photo. And I had taken some vintage book pages and added some gesso to one side because I knew I wanted to use some of that as backing for some of these tags and the different journaling cards. So just gluing that down to the back of that really gorgeous tag there. And then this paper here is gorgeous, isn't it? That came from a really old antique scrapbook. So it's not super thick, but it's not real sturdy either. But it's really good for backing onto journaling cards like this. So just gluing those down, and then I'm going to eventually, just looking through some other ephemera. This is from an Eastern Asian kit that I got. I liked the Asian rugs. I thought that they would go well with this Bohemian journal. So yeah, just and looking through some of the other bits and pieces from the other kits and kind of picking some extra pieces that I want to use in this signature. So trying to decide what I want to use here. Really thinking about it. And then in the end I chose a different one. So all right, putting those away, and I'll use those for some other time. And then now that this is dry, I'm going to rip the paper away from the card. And I liked how the edge on that one side, that left side, is kind of raggedy, so I left that the way it is. And just got rid of the extras around the outside of that too. And trying to figure out what to put into this pocket. Some of those were a little bit snug, so I was just trying to see what would fit and what not. So I actually, okay, so here we're going on to a different section. So what I decided to do was do a flip out, a 3-page flip out with these little extra sheets of paper. So, kind of going from big to middle to smallest size. And then here I'm just trying to figure out how I want it to lay. And yeah, I don't know. And this is like something else I made for a different project, and just trying to get ideas on how I want it to look. And here's a different one that's a little more simple. I don't know. In my mind, it wasn't really working in my head yet, but I decided to go ahead and back those with some other papers and collage on the backs of those. The weight of the paper is just copy weight paper, so I wanted to make them a little bit more sturdy. So that is just some craft paper that I had added some gesso to. And then here is some really, really old sewing pattern paper from like, I think the 30s or 40s. So it's basically tissue paper. It's very thin. And really, I just wanted it for the kind of texture and the color of it too. I just wanted it to be a little bit more beige colored to match the craft paper a little bit better. So just going to get rid of some of that. Trying to decide where to put it. I wanted to do a double layer, but it just wasn't looking right to me. So when in doubt, rip off more. And then I guess I just decided, whatever, just put it somewhere, and I just pasted it down. And then just getting rid of the rest here. And then I thought it needed a little bit something more. So I went to my washi tape dried flower stickers and just kind of looked through them all to see what I thought might look the best. I wanted something that would not blend in too well. That yellow one was neat, but it would have blended in too much. And I didn't really want a bigger one because I wanted that journaling card to be able to be journaled on and written on. So most of these were too big. So just, yeah, looking through, trying to decide. I like that one too, but again, it would have blended right in. That one looked a little bit too dead. This one would have worked, but in the end, I went back to that very first one that I had pulled out and chose that one instead. So just going to put those all back away. I did keep some of them out for use other places in the journal. And then now I gotta cut around. Oh, and that was from another bit of the ephemera from the journaling kit. And then I decided, no, I really wanted to use that other, this instead. So I've decided that this is kind of the easiest way to do it. You start peeling it off, but not all the way. Then put your glue down, because for whatever reason, it always takes forever to get it off, the little backing, and the glue dries by the time you're done. So if you get it started and then put your glue down and then paste it all down, it works so much better. I don't know why, but here's a little tip for you, I guess. So all right, so moving on to the middle one, and decided to use this really old scrapbook paper, and again, just ripping away that from the back. I should have cut this off for you. Sorry, guys. It's not super fun to watch, but I don't know about you. I love watching this stuff. I don't know what it is, but yeah. So, all right. So on this bigger one, I decided to do another collage, and just picked out some other bits and pieces of paper that I had sitting there. and that's washi tape there. It's a sheet of washi strips. So the little strip of that strip there on the left is from a magazine from 1888, and it's authentically old, so I wanted to use that somewhere. All right, so I think I've decided on what I want to use, and went with this other piece of craft paper with the gesso on it. And then I really love the colors of that little strip of paper. I just didn't want to throw that away, so decided to put that in the upper right corner. And then that other little piece of paper is some tea-dyed, it's like freezer paper. I mean, it's like parchment paper is what I meant. It's not the same thing at all. So, just inking this up here. Just realized it was showing a lot of the white from the paper. And then gluing this little piece of paper down. And there was a little tiny strip of white showing that I wasn't able to cover up. So here I'm trying to figure out what to do. And then I thought, well, let's put another flower down. So went back to my little flowers that I pulled out, and I really liked this purple one. So cut around the outside of that, getting rid of some of that extra white sticker so it would blend in a little bit better. And again, just peeling away a little bit of that, and then putting the glue stick down on the piece itself. Those washi stickers are a little bit too delicate. I've found I've ripped too many of them. So I've just learned to put the glue stick down on the paper first and then stick it that way. The glue stick dries matte and you don't see any, well, that glue stick does. So I really like that Yoo-hoo glue stick. So, all right, so going into the journal now and looking for a page where I want to put this little fold out thing that I'm doing, and chose this one. And I noticed I didn't get all of the white off of the perimeter, so just redoing that a little bit. And then I've been inking around the outside edges of a lot of these papers because it just looks better. It looks older and more vintage. So did that. I don't know why I'm putting it back in, but put it back in. And I guess I wanted to see how it would look kind of in the book. So kind of planning out how I want it to lay out, and decided that, yep, that's what I was going to do. So took it back out, and then now I'm going to find some material, and I decided to go to my fun sari silk roll of really pretty colors. They're perfect for a journal like this. I love those different designs, and just did a quick sewing around the outside edge of those three little cards, and then now I'm going to get them ready to be joined together. So chose this really pretty green fabric. I just love the contrast, and it's hard to tell in the video, but it's got some like gold vines in the fabric. It's really pretty. So, and like little purple flowers. So it went really, really well with what I had done on those journaling cards. So just prepping those with a little bit of glue stick. And then I am going to come back and sew all 3 of those again after I finish getting the fabric on. In hindsight, I kind of wish I wouldn't have made the fabric quite as wide as it is. It kind of looks a little overwhelming, I think. I could have done it just as well, a little bit skinnier and letting it kind of fold a little bit more naturally. But oh well, nothing's perfect, so. And here I'm just getting it ready to attach to the actual book page. And again, just adding a little bit of glue. And that's kind of a temporary hold until I sew it actually onto the page. So don't you just love this journaling kit? It's absolutely gorgeous. I think I'm going to be using it a lot. You might be seeing quite a few journals with that journaling kit being used. So, all right, so I just sewed that all together, and now it's all sewn into that signature, and just going to put it back in, and I think this one might be just about done, and I'm going to let you all go. I'll show you really quick how it folds out. I may add a closure of some kind. Oh yeah, I was trying to see if I wanted it to close a little bit differently or not, but I decided to keep it the way it was. So, all right, that's it for me today. I hope you all had a great weekend, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye-bye.